This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good evening, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for October 12, 2023. And in the news this evening, municipal policeman beaten and chopped in Montego Bay. Investigators are trying to find the person and the reason behind the attack on a municipal policeman on William Street in Montego Bay, St. James on Tuesday. Information reaching the news is that the 61-year-old man had to be hospitalized after he was beaten, chopped, and left for dead by his attacker, who fled the area. It was reported that around 8 p.m., the now injured man was walking on the roadway when he was attacked by a man who began beating him. The man, police said, then used a machete to chop the policeman in his head and twice on his left arm. He was assisted to hospital, where he was admitted in serious but stable condition. The police have since begun a high-level probe and launched a manhunt for the attacker. 24-year-old man chopped to death a farmer on the run after months-long dispute. The St. Mary police have launched a manhunt for a farmer who is reported to have chopped another man to death during a dispute in Windsor Castle in the parish on Thursday. The deceased is 24-year-old Javon Patterson, alias Jav, of Windsor Castle in Karen Hall, St. Mary. Patterson's reported attacker, who is said to be in his 40s, fled the scene after a month-long dispute between the two ended in tragedy. Reports are that during an argument between the men at about 5:45 a.m. on Thursday, a machete was used to inflict multiple chop wounds all over Patterson's body. Passers-by later stumbled on the body and alerted the police. On their arrival, law enforcers found the lifeless body lying on the ground in a pool of blood. The body was taken to the morgue for post-mortem examination to be done at a later date. It is being suggested that Patterson had been accused by the suspected farmer of setting fire to his house some months ago. Patterson, however, repeatedly denied the assertions. The police are probing the developments. Bar owner shot dead, man wounded in Manchester armed robbery. A bar owner is dead and one of his patrons injured following an armed robbery in Huntley, Manchester on Wednesday night. Residents named the deceased as Christopher Stoltz, otherwise called the Blacks or Rabbits. Preliminary reports are that about 8:30 p.m., Stoltz was at his bar in the northwest Manchester community with the patrons when four masked gunmen entered and held up the establishment. The gunmen reportedly demanded cell phones, cash, among other valuables from patrons at the bar before shooting Stoltz in his upper body multiple times. One of the patrons was also shot and wounded during the robbery. The gunmen reportedly fled the scene in two cars. The injured men were taken to hospital, where Stoltz was pronounced dead and the other man admitted in critical condition. The incident resulted in a strong contingent of police and soldiers in the usually quiet community up to late Wednesday night. Since Monday, Manchester has recorded murders nightly, with 3 people being killed up to Wednesday. Racehorse trainer accused of throwing acid on his brother. A 52-year-old racehorse trainer has been charged by the police following an acid attack at his home in Vineyard Town, St. Andrew on Sunday. Devon Wint was charged with assault occasioning grievous bodily harm after he was accused of throwing the substance on his brother, who had to seek medical attention. Reports reaching the news indicate that on Sunday afternoon, a heated argument developed between Wint and his wife over the telephone about a video being circulated in the community. The video was said to be of Wint performing a sexual act with a female in the area. Police said on reaching home, Wint approached his brother and they got into an argument. During the disagreement, the police said a bottle of acid was opened and some thrown on the brother. The police assisted the victim to the Kingston Public Hospital, where he was treated and released. Following investigations, Wint was subsequently charged and given station bail. No court date was given for the accused. 40-year-old man charged with a rape of 15-year-old daughter in Westmoreland. A 40-year-old farmer has been charged after his 15-year-old daughter was allegedly raped and sexually assaulted at his home in Westmoreland. The man who is charged with rape grievous sexual assault and sexual touching, is accused of molesting the child on several occasions when she visited his home. Police said on 3 separate occasions the child went to visit her father at his house. On one occasion, the accused allegedly inserted his finger into her vagina. On another visit, he was accused of pushing his hand into the child's underwear and touching her vagina. In August 2023, according to the child, her father held her down and raped her. The matter was reported to the police last week, and following investigations, the father was taken into police custody and subsequently charged on Tuesday. B.G. Stout's attorneys gear up to bold questions to convicted killer turned state witness. Defense attorneys representing businessman Everton B.G. Stout MacDonald and his co-accused Oscar Barnes in their murder trial are currently gearing up to bold questions at Devlin Minot, the second witness in the case, in hopes of poking holes in his testimony. The attorneys representing B.G. Stout are Christopher Townsend, Earl Hamilton, Courtney Rowe, and John Jacobs. Ernest Davis is representing Barnes. Minot is currently serving an almost 20-year sentence in prison after confessing to being the contractor in the July 20, 2020 murder of B.G. Stout's second wife, Tonya MacDonald, in Portland. MacDonald's body was found charred and lifeless beside her raised Toyota Axio motorcar on the Sherwood Forest Main Road. Minot insisted that it was B.G. Stout's plot to have Tonya killed and that he, the convict turned state witness, was pressured by the businessman to commit the crime in return for $3 million, which he said he did not receive. Minot said that because he did not have the guts to stab Tonya to death, as was allegedly the request of B.G. Stout, he subcontracted the murder to Barnes. According to Minot, he watched as Barnes stabbed Tonya to death before allegedly setting her car on fire. The witness shockingly claimed on Wednesday that he and Tonya shared a sexual relationship. Early in his testimony, the witness alleged that B.G. Stout had given him the go-ahead to stay close to Tonya. He claimed that the plan was to let her get comfortable around him so he could kill her easily. She used to give him trouble with me. I was part of her life, like a relationship and having sex with her. The relationship ended because she is dead, Minot said in court. Minot claimed that B.G. Stout had knowledge that Tonya wanted to buy a gun to kill the man who killed her father and therefore tried to organize the plot around the purchasing of a firearm. Wanted man named in St. Andrews South. The St. Andrews South police have named 29-year-old Sanjay Morgan of East Road, Kingston as wanted in relation to the death of 32-year-old Joseph Ricketts of Chisholm Avenue, Kingston 13 on October 6, 2021. Morgan is being urged to turn himself into the Hunts Bay Police by 12 midday on Friday, October 13. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Sanjay Morgan is asked to call the Hunts Bay Police at 876-923-7111, Crime Stop at 311, the National Intelligence Bureau at 811, or the nearest police station. One arrested for motor vehicle scam in which P.S. Wynne Robertson impersonated. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, Wynne Robertson, has revealed that one person has been taken into custody in relation to a motor vehicle scam in which the scammers impersonated him and swindled the members of the public of millions of dollars. According to Mr. Robertson, 3 people were fleeced of $10 million, $4 million, and $800,000 respectively. One of the victims is the owner of a car mart. The permanent secretary outlined the scheme while speaking with the news on Thursday morning.
A few months ago, we got several calls. Members of the public were concerned about getting calls and WhatsApp messages about vehicles being sold. The person or persons, I gather it's not just one, will tell people that he is the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs and that he's selling vehicles. So he would send WhatsApp messages with a list encompassing the various vehicles, and the prices will shock you. Maybe that's why persons quickly made deposits. I'll just give you one example. A 2020 X6 for $4 million on the list. That doesn't make sense, does it? I just want persons to be cautious and ensure that if persons call or send messages, just be careful. Don't rush to make any deposits. You cannot buy what you cannot see and verify.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.